Hi everybody, I am Chef Kate. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to make ice cream. So we'll go through the steps of mixing it up. It's cheesecake ice cream, because why make plain vanilla when you can do something awesome? But you can make all kinds of different ice creams at home. I'm going to mix it up in our mixer. You can also do it by hand. And now we're going to put it in the ice cream maker, and there's a frozen bowl. So you just pour your stuff in there, turn the mixer on. It will make almost like a soft serve ice cream. It takes about a half hour for it to mix up, but so worth it. Makes about a quart at a time. You can make different flavors every day if you want. The rule in our house is you have to finish the type that we have in the freezer before you can make another one, or else you end up with 10 different kinds of ice cream in your freezer. So we will start mixing and then we will freeze. All right, so I have, first of all, my recipe out because I don't start my cooking until I know exactly what I'm going to do, because I went miss a step. So first it says I'm going to put in my cream cheese, so it is softened. I'm going to place it in my bowl. I also am going to add in sugar. So I have a half a cup of sugar, so 8 ounces of cream cheese softened. I want to make sure I get it all in there so it tastes like cheesecake. I'm going to put in a half a cup of sugar. My fats that I'm using besides the cream cheese, I have heavy whipping cream and I have milk. So I'm going to put in my sugar. I'm going to let this mix up so I don't have lumps while I measure out my dairy. So I have my liquid measuring cup. Very important it's liquid. The next step on my recipe card over here is 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. So I'm going to measure it in there. All right, looks good. So you don't want to skimp, you want to use the heavy whipping cream so you have enough fat in your ice cream. So I want my ice cream to taste really good. So I'm going to use really good ingredients for the high fat, but maybe I'm not going to eat ice cream every day. Maybe I'm just going to eat it once a week. So if I use really good ingredients, then I can have a little bit at a time. So, all right, I'm gonna scrape these guys down. You'll see it's around on my paddle. So I wanna make sure I don't have big lumps in there, or else you're gonna have big lumps of cream cheese in your ice cream. All right. My heavy whipping cream is gonna go in. You wanna add it slowly so it doesn't splash all over. That's going to mix while I'm going to measure out my next ingredient. All right, so our next ingredient is going to be a half a cup of milk. So I'm using a 2% milk. But if you had skim milk, it would be okay. Vitamin D, whatever you have. Again, I'm going to turn it on. Pour in my liquid. Sour cream is our next ingredient. So I measured out 1/4 of a cup of sour cream. I'm going to put it in with our beautiful mixture here. See, it doesn't take long to make. Once you get your ingredients together, you can have this all mixed up in about 10 minutes, and then you put in your ice cream maker, half hour, and you're ready to go. That's going to mix all together. I can scrape down the sides if I need to. This is where the fun comes in. I have a 1/4 cup of graham cracker crumbs. So you can buy them already crushed up if you want. I put them in my Cuisinart and just crushed them. No big deal. So I'm ready. I can make a couple batches with this in here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 1/4 cup of graham crackers crumbs in. If you like more, by all means, put in more. Do a half a cup if you want. No big deal. A pinch of salt and some lemon juice. That's what I'm going to put in. And then we're going to be ready to go. See how I measured that into my hand instead of just thinking I can put it in? Or else you end up with way too much salt in your ice cream, which you don't want. All right, I have my beautiful lemon, a little bit of lemon juice in there. I'm just going to squeeze it. I made sure the seeds were out of my lemon before I did that, or else you're going to find them in your ice cream later. No big deal. You can take it out. So that's going to be our acid. Dum-da-da-dum. All right, so here I have it all mixed up together. Dum, dum, dum. There's a little bit of lumps in there. It doesn't make a difference. It's all gonna agitate out. So this was in my freezer for 24 hours. This is the #1 way you can screw up your ice cream. You don't let this freeze long enough. It has to be rock hard. So they recommend, this is a Cuisinart, they recommend 24 hours. What will happen is this will start to defrost. There's like liquid in between here, and that's what's gonna freeze your ice cream slowly. That gives you your nice texture. So if this is not frozen, your ice cream is not going to get a nice texture. It's not gonna be cold enough. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pour this beautiful mixture into our ice cream maker. I'm gonna scrape down the sides, get as much in there as possible. All right. This is our agitator. So that's gonna go in. So different ice cream makers have different parts. Goes right on top. And then this is the lid. You're gonna put it on. It's going to go around for about a half an hour. You'll see it will start to look like a soft serve ice cream in there. Once you see that, you can start adding different things. So if I wanted to put in chocolate chips, I could. I could put in fruit. I can put in whatever I want to my ice cream. Those kind of things you want to add at the end, or else what happens is they all sink to the bottom and you won't have it throughout your whole ice cream. So we'll turn this on, we're gonna let it go, and then we'll eat. All right, so it's all finished. We'll take off the lid. We have our agitator. Look at this. Ta-da! Isn't that beautiful? So remember, if you were gonna make your sandwich cookies, see how you can really play with it right now? This is when you'd fill it up or else you'll break your cookies. And we're just gonna put it in a container with a lid on it, and it can finish freezing in the freezer. You could eat it now if you wanted to, or we'll just let it get harder, and then it's in there. Remember to label your container with what it is, because you will never remember what kind is in there, and with the date. So it can keep up to 3 months in your fridge. And I think it'd be really hard to keep this in the fridge for 3 months, but enjoy, happy eating. All right, so after our ice cream all turns, I put it into a container, stick it in the freezer. If you're making ice cream sandwiches, before you put them in the freezer, when it's still like soft serve, is the best time to fill up your sandwich cookies, and then you can freeze them individually. But this is what it's gonna look like when it comes out of the freezer. Deliciousness. Now, you don't have to just use my recipes. There are whole cookbooks out there in our beautiful library. This is one that I got when we went to Ben & Jerry's in Vermont. But you can check them out. You'll see that they're whole cookbooks of just ice cream made for in the kitchen. So go out there and have fun, and how bad can it be, right? You can put anything you want in them. Sometimes we did like salted caramel pretzels, potato chips in your ice cream, and you can do that. Not something you can find at the store, but something you can make for fun at home. So happy cooking, and limit your ice cream intake, or exercise a lot.
Hey everybody, I get to be the special taste tester. My name is Frank Murray, Library Director at the Evergreen Park Library. And one of the perks of the job is to get to come into Chef Kate's kitchen and enjoy the wonderful deliciousness she's created. Take a look back at a previous video. There's a recipe for chocolate syrup that you can make at home, and you can add to the amazing cheesecake ice cream. Enjoy. This is definitely 2 thumbs up.
Right.